Welcome back to the Daily Eye Roll. I'm Mohammed Aslam, so let's get straight to the point. Today we're talking about the US, Israel, and Iran, or as the Americans would call it, is Iran. But we'll refer to it as Iran, which is the more correct English version of the name. Because the Middle East woke up and said, let's stress everyone out again, it's caused an uproar amongst some of the political circles about how they're going to cope with the war that Donald Trump started without an end. So let's look at what's happening. Why does it matter? And how close are we to someone pressing the wrong button? At the end of this video, I'm adding a further 2 points so that it becomes embarrassingly obvious that there are some points that even the press are refusing to talk about. I'm not quite sure why. These are the points that would ensure that the war is brought to an end as quickly as possible. But anyway, we'll talk about that at a later stage. It's the kind of stuff that doesn't really change future conflicts. It just increases them. It exposes who's been asleep at the wheel. So let's see where we are. What's going on? Israel's been constantly hitting Iranian civilian infrastructure with significant amount of human cost. They've been hitting missile depots, drone facilities, and in reply, Iran didn't send any flowers, I can assure you of that. They fired back with drones and missiles. Israel intercepted some. Most hit their designated targets, causing considerable amount of damage in Israel. Trump's been aggressively and loudly backing Israel, almost like a madman. This is not new. Israel's plan is for the US not to have a plan. And I think most of us have kind of guessed this by now. Israel has constantly claimed, without any evidence whatsoever, that Iran's nuclear program is creeping towards weapons-grade uranium. But it's only Israel that is changing that, or challenging that, should I say. Israel's government want to look strong on security by killing even more civilians, and to force the US to keep bouncing around. The US is also trying to deter Iran, but from what? No one seems to know. The US certainly doesn't know, but they're in it anyway, because Israel told them to be there. Israel wants to kill more Muslims and Arabs, that's without a doubt. Some people say, what about the Christians? Christians too, but the Christians are not the targets, they are collateral. The US want out, but can't get out. And now the human side, what's that going to be showing us? We've seen enough in Gaza. We've seen a growing increase of civilian casualties in Lebanon. And Iran is also on that list. And they're living through fear, displacement, and an economic nightmare. Aid groups warn that if this escalates, the humanitarian fallout will be catastrophic. Oil prices are bouncing all too much. Global markets are in panic mode faster than the humans can even see it. Do you think the world forgot the human cost when headlines show the missiles and the speeches? So what's going to happen next? I can't give you predictions. Geopolitics hates predictions. But the analysts, they're showing 3 paths. The first one is more tit-for-tat strikes, which is what we've been seeing now for almost the entire duration of the war. More diplomatic pressure, but is anybody listening to the diplomats in Pakistan, in Oman, in Qatar, in Kuwait? Yeah, they're just kind of fodder. Let them talk, but nobody's listening to them. But one mistake, all we need is one mistake, and that'll just blow everything open. And that last one is the real danger. One radar glitch, one angry militia acting alone, one unhinged president waking up angry, and suddenly the region is on fire. Do world leaders actually understand how fragile this situation has become? Or are they just hoping nothing snaps? In the final eye-roll analysis, this is serious stuff. But staying informed doesn't mean drowning in doom and gloom. We can talk about it. We can try and understand it. And we can try and stay sane. Two totally unimportant details everyone magically forgot. These are the 2 points I wanted to bring to you before the end of the show. The first, the silent tech war, where everyone talks about missiles. Nobody talks about the software. Israel, Iran, and the US are fighting a constant secret cyber war, which includes AI-guided missiles. We've seen what they can do. This is already in quite advanced stages. Power grid hacks. We saw what they can do too. The Russians have been doing it in Ukraine for a long time. GPS spoofing, drone hijacking, satellite interference. This conflict isn't who fires first. It's who was hacked first. And here's the twist. The next Middle East war might start because somebody's computer froze at the wrong moment. The second point is the domino effect. Again, nobody mentions the concept of food, something that we all desperately rely upon. Nobody watches food. Everyone watches the oil prices. And here's the problem. Iran controls key grain shipping lanes. Escalation risks blocking the Strait of Hormuz again and for longer periods. That choke point moves 30% of the world's seaborne food and fertilizer. Even a tiny disruption spikes global prices. So while politicians argue about missiles, the real danger is a conflict in the Middle East can make basic foods more expensive. The kind of price shock that crosses oceans, hits supermarkets, and reminds everyone how fragile daily life really is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your daily eye roll. My aim is to drag the truth out by its hair and throw it on your screen. I'll keep doing this loud and unfiltered. If you've got the potency, stick around. Let's do it together. It's good to see you and take care. If you liked today's show, please subscribe to YouTube, leave a comment, and join our growing YouTube family. Because your support really helps keep the conversation flowing.